Hello, today we are going to be continuing our class on Photoshop. So I think we were here um at no, I think we were at eraser, yeah, magic eraser. So let me just use this magic eraser. Let me show you how it works. I'm going to select this. So it's going to select the color where I click on. So it's going to remove that color. So it has erased, as you can see. So when I do this, it's going to erase that too. So next is going to be the gradient tool. As you can see, this is the gradient tool. I'll just use to do a gradient, like a color, a mixing of colors. That's what gradient means. So yeah, I can come and change this to probably dark color. I'll change this to probably a darker one. So when I drag from here and I bring it here, you're going to see. So you see that's even covered that stuff. I can also do like this. I can draw it from anywhere. I can come here and change it to circle gradient. You see it's going to form a circle. What about this? If I do something like this, okay. What about this? It's going to form like a square or something, like a diamond or star or something. So let me just come to my history and just remove that. So next would be this paint bucket. It's just to paint. Like if you pick a color here, this will be your background color, the normal color, so the default color. So let me just select this, and when I click on paint, it's going to paint that place. That is to discover like a color, then to change it to that background color here. So that's what paint bucket does. What about 3D material? Actually, we are not working on a 3D, so I don't think we are going to use this. This is going to be blur tool. So blur tool, let me just make this brush bigger. So when I do something like this, when I click on drag, it's gonna make the picture blur. As you can you see the difference? So I can come here and increase the strength to 100. So when I do something like this, it's gonna be fast. Gonna make it blur, and I can increase the hardness. Like I want it to go hard as fast as possible. As you can see, it has done what I wanted it to do. So it has made this image blur, as you can see. So let me check my history. Okay, next is going to be the sharpen tool. This is going to sharpen your image. Let me just make this bigger. So it's going to make it sharp. Like you want to change the sharpness in the adjustments, like 100. So let me just change the hardness to this, and when I do something like this, you can see it's going to make the image sharp. Like it's going to sharpen the image. That's what sharpen tool will do. What about smudge tool? This is going to mix like colors. It's going to make the colors that is discovering. It's going to discover those colors, and it's going to mix them like something like this. It's going to smudge it, as you can see. So that's how smudge tool works. So next would be dodge tool. This is like going to make this fade. It's going to make it whitened. That's what dodge tool will do. As you can see, it's for lightening, like you want to make your image lighter. As you can see, so Next is going to be burn. This is the opposite of dodge tool. This is just going to make it darker. This is just going to make it darker. Let's come here and do something like this. So let's go to our burn tool, and when I use it to do something like this, let me change the exposure. It's gonna be darker. You want to make your image dark as possible. So next is going to be sponge. It's like going to turn your image to like, it's going to wash it like you want to wash something. Like transform it into a black and white or something. So when I use sponge like this, as you can see, these are the effects it will add to your image. So next is this pen tool. Now I'm going to create a new file. New. I enjoy using pen tool. So it's going to be this. Let me just check my recording minutes. Let me just check my recording. Sorry. Okay, 4 minutes. Okay, next is going to be the pen tool. So this pen tool, you can use it to draw. You can use it to draw anything like this. When you click on the pen tool, you can just change the color here. The color that you want to use, you can just pick this or anyone. And you can also come here and mix colors. Like now I can just say 50, 50, 50, 20, oh 70. Yeah, I have this somehow dark color. So when I click here, I click here. So pen tool is basically clicking points and joining of points. That's how pen tool works. So I'm going to join it here. So let me just zoom in. P, and when I click here, so as you can see, as I am making it round, is filling in the shape. So this is where I started. So I can just make it come here. So if you look at that cursor, this cursor, when I hover on this, it's going to change the it's going to make like a circle visible. Like there will be a circle under it. That means you are at the point. So when I click on it, that means I've closed the point there. So next I'm going to delete this. Is freeform pen tool. This also works like pen tool actually. So add anchor points. So I'm just going to use the pen tool to draw something like this. And something about the pen tool is that when you click on somewhere, when you click somewhere and you want to make it a curve, you just click and drag. It's gonna turn to a curve like this. So when I click here now, assuming I want to make a straight line here, I want to make a straight line from this place to somewhere here. So when I click here, you see that it's not a straight line. Let me just remove this fill and give it a stroke so that you see it. So as you can see, so assuming I draw a shape here, I want to make it come here in a straight line, but when I click here, it's not going to be a straight line. So to do that, you just have to hold your alt on your keyboard. So you click on this and you put it inside. So you bring it back to this point. That means you have closed this point, because this thing that we are having here is going to modify the curve. It's going to modify the curve. So when it's like this, that means it's going to be a curve. But when it is inside, that means there's nothing here to modify any curve. So it's just going to be straight, as you can see. So that's how pen tool works. Next is going to be our add anchor. So I said I'm going to draw something like this. I'm just going to change it to something like this. So next would be add anchor. So when I need a point here now, I'll just use this add anchor. I'll just add a point here. Now you can see that I have this point. Now I need a point here too. What I'm just going to do is, let me just zoom in. So when I click here, it will add a point also, so I can shape from here. As you can see, I can shape this stuff from here. When I click here, this is second shape. When I click here, I actually made a duplicate. When I click here, it's going to add a point, so I can shape from here. When I click here, it's going to add a point. So you can use it to add points. So like I said, you can use your alt to work with it too. So that's how this thing works. And you can also drag it without holding alt too, I think. So next is going to be like the delete anchor point. This is the opposite of the add anchor points. So you can just use the delete a point, the point that you don't need. So you can just use the delete points like this. As you can see, that's what it's going to do basically. So the next tool is going to be this convert point tool. This is a tool that actually looks like the shape to long corridor. For those that know corridor, so this is how it works. You can just use it to shape anything, any shape it anyhow you like. It will allow you to do that. So next is going to be text tool. I believe everyone should probably understand this. So when you click here, you can just type any text like lorem ipsum. So I'll just click here. This is to edit the text. So I can change the font. I can change the font to probably intro. Let me just type in intro. So that's the font I want to use. It's gonna change. Okay, lorem ipsum. It's going to be this we have here is to change the font size or something. This is going to be what do we have here? Metrics optical. Okay, this to change is either you want it to be metrics or optical font. So you can just, this is to change the width of the font. Maybe you want it to be 50, it will just shrink when you give it something like this. So I'm just going to give this 100, and for this is the height. When you say 50, when you say something like 50, this is going to shrink the height to 100. Wow, what's wrong? 100, yeah. So next is going to be the vertical type tool. So it will actually, yeah, you can also edit the font here too. So this will actually type from the top to bottom like this. Is vertical type tool. So it's a lorem ipsum. So this is a vertical type tool. You can also use it like the normal type tool. It will also work like the normal type tool, but it's just vertically typing, and you can also edit it like the normal stuff. Next is going to be horizontal type mask. tool. Okay, this is like a type mask tool. Let's try this. Lorem ipsum. As you can see, this is like a selection. This is like a selection. Let me just delete these shapes. Let me just try to delete. Okay, so this is like a selection now. Like you want to select with your lasso tool or something. As you can see, it has removed the background. Let me use my paint bucket to fill this place with this color. Wow, what's wrong? Well, as you can see, that's what it does actually. So next would be the vertical type mask tool. This would also do same thing as this, but it's to do it vertically, as you can see. So what we are just going to do is remove all this shit. Let me just delete this, guys. And next is going to be part selection tool. Like to select a part, direct selection, just select something, maybe an object. Maybe we have this. I'm going to select, let's try it. Okay, as you can see, it has selected the parts. These points that are here, it has selected it. I can use it to. This actually works like the shape tool also on corridor. So as you can see, I can use it to shape this out. So next is our rectangle and others. So rectangle, so when you drag like this, you can draw a rectangle. You can also click. When you click, you are going to be able to set the height and width of the rectangle. You can also say you want it from the center. So let me try this from center. You see how it works. Now it is drawn already because you pressed OK, but I want to make another one. So as you can see, it's coming from the center. As you can see, I'm drawing from the center. Unlike the one that is not from the center, I can just draw from here to this place. So just try it and see the difference. Next is going to be rounded. So this has rounded corners, so you can just change the radius here. This is going to be probably 50. Now as you can see, it's rounded in 50 pixels border radius. That's how we call it in web development, border radius. Yeah. So we have this ellipse too. You can also use it to do a circle. Very simple. So to draw a perfect circle, you just have to hold shift. Yeah. For a perfect square, you just have to hold shift too. Then it will draw a perfect square for you. Polygon Tool. So this is just to draw a polygon. So you can also change the number of sides to probably 7 smooth corners. So okay, as you can see, because we have it as smooth corners, that's why it's looking like a circle. But let's remove the smooth corners and let's do it. As you can see, it does not have smooth corners anymore. So just select these guys and delete them. Next is going to be our line. So this is just to draw a line. So as you can see, you can also hold your shift to draw a straight line or vertically straight line. As you can see, custom shape tool, just use, you can use this to draw a custom shape. So you can also pick a shape here to draw. As you can see, hold your shift for a perfect one. Next is our hand tool. The hand tool, you can use this to move. Assuming I've zoomed out now, so I can use my hand tool, or let me say I've zoomed in. When I zoom in, and so I can use my hand tool to drag around like where I want to go. So when you are doing that, you can also be on that tool, and when you hold your space, just hold space and drag. That means you are using hand tool. Rotate view tool, you can use this to rotate your view. Let me just zoom out, put on screen. As you can see, I've rotated it. I can also rotate it like this. Like, I want to see how it looks like when I've rotated it. That's what the rotate view tool will do. Let me just make this 0, I think. Yeah. So we have the tool right here, which is the zoom tool. So when you click on the zoom tool, you can just press Z for zoom tool. When you click, it will zoom in. When you right click, it will give you these options, whether you want to fit on screen, or you want to put it in the actual pixels, or you want to put it in the print size, or you want to put it in or you want to zoom in like this. But when you just click, it will zoom in. So to zoom out, you just do something like this, or you just press Control. Instead of doing this for zoom out, instead of coming here for zooming out, you can just press Control plus minus, Control plus hyphen on your keyboard. Control hyphen, it will zoom out. But Control Control plus equal to key, you just zoom in like that. So that's how it works. So here we have our background color and our other color here. As you can see, this is for changing the background color, like the default color you want to be using. Like now when I want to do like something like paint bucket 2, I want to use it to fill in this place, it will pick this background color. Here we have the view, like quick marks. No, this is quick marks for masking your stuff that you're doing. Next is going to be the last two. This is for viewing full screen. Now I have the full screen. So next, when I hover here, it's going to show me this, but I'm just going to come back to the normal screen. So thanks to everyone who have been following me. So next is going to be how to design on Photoshop, other things on Photoshop. We are going to explain some things about these options here, and Don't worry, we are just going to make some designs on Photoshop with this idea. I believe everyone knows how Photoshop works. If not 100%, just at least you know how to work with Photoshop. So thanks for everything. Just subscribe to my channel, Adekule Habib. I got you.